I want to talk about some current numbers that have just come out. So today's unemployment, new unemployment claims, 5.25 million. If you add that up since this started, it's around 23 million total so far. Now, I think the good news in that is that a lot of this is going to be temporary furloughs.
Yeah.
These aren't people that are just going to lose their jobs completely. However, we all know that there's going to be a lot of businesses that aren't coming back from this, that they were maybe teetering or over leveraged at the time. And then with the way people are going to change how they do things, it's probably going to force a few people out of business too.
Absolutely, yeah.
The good news is, because people change, there's other opportunities for different business, right? So you're going to see the Uber drivers that were carrying people are now going to be carrying food and groceries. So, I mean, there's still a place for them. It's just going to be a little bit different. One of the things that I saw today, too, was that new housing starts are down 22% from last month. And then they also had the builders, now these are the home builders, the sentiment survey. And again, I always laugh about this because they're asking their feelings on something, not necessarily actual numbers. And the survey is, 1 is the worst and 100 is the best. They were at a 38 this month. So,
and prior it had been?
Yeah, it had been in the upper 80s and 90s for the past few years.
Mm-hmm.
So their sentiment on future housing is not great. Building permits are down in most sectors except for multifamily. They've actually had a little bit of a surge in multifamily. I'm thinking that maybe there was a few commercial projects or mixed-use projects that they decided to build the multifamily part first because they know they can probably get those tenanted fairly easily.
Much easier than the commercial side, yeah.
So my question, and I'm going to start with Fernando since he's our special guest today. What is it that you're focusing on right now?
Yeah, so our business is a counter-cyclical business. So we actually do really well in times of recession. For example, between 07 and 09, when the S&P dropped 22%, a survey of all the REITs in the real estate sector showed that self-storage only dropped about 3.5%. And when I talked to actual independent operators, they actually showed increases. And we're seeing that in across our portfolio. Our occupancies are up against historical numbers. Our defaults are trending at the same level as they have been for the last 6 months. So it's working really well for us. As far as what we're doing specifically on the tenant side of things, or on the client side of things, we are, reaching out and we're making sure that they know how to apply for, if it's a small business, EIDL loans and the PPPs, which I think as of today have run out of money, and telling them that we'll work with them with some type of payment plan to defer payments or maybe even eat into some of the security deposits. On the acquisition side, we are going gangbusters. We've had almost a 25% increase in seller leads coming into the company over the last 8 weeks. And that also coincides with the average accepted offer across a facility dropping by roughly 10 to 15%. So we're aggressively making offers right now. And it seems a lot of, let's say, less sophisticated owners are looking to get liquid and are willing to take a pretty large discount in order to get cash in 30 or 45 days.
Nice. So do you have a larger percentage of your tenants, small businesses in these facilities, or is it fairly small piece of your self-storage?
Yeah, so our residential tenants account for between 65 to 70% of our tenant base. And then commercial tenants are about 15 to 20%. However, those commercial tenants, they represent a much larger income coming into the company because they're the ones that are renting out the larger units, the 10 by 30s, the 20 by 30s, and also have the contractor units that have electrical power, things like that. What we've noticed is that of our tenant base, the commercial guys haven't really had any types of defaults really yet. The residential folks, their defaults have been trending with the ratio to occupancy, and our occupancies are up. So we're not seeing really much increase in default across our facilities at the moment.
Well, the commercial people, I think, are going to be the type that are still considered essential businesses. So I think we'll be in pretty good shape for that.
Mhm.